she's actually, she's going to sit here, right?
Just take this and put it a little bit further.
Oh, yes.
And then I can maybe stand up for part of the time. I just can't stand for the whole thing because I don't want...
That's fine. Does it back up?
She wants to
Will it
be
go back
here,
at all?
and then this thing's going to be in the way.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's all. Okay.
Turn it sideways. That's great. Just right there. That's probably fine. And then people on this side of the stage will still be... Let's move the chair over this way. So that, I hate to have people not be able to really see her, so she can be angled a little more this way too. So, okay.
Just a minute. Yeah.
Miriam Delicado is, actually she's become an incredible friend. We consider her actually part of Camelot, believe it or not, because she is such a supporter, and because we tend to work together with her, as we do several of our witnesses. It's an amazing dynamic that's going on. There's such teamwork happening, and we would also include David Wilcock and George Green in that, and actually almost everyone who's speaking at the conference becomes sort of someone that we are working with, someone we go to ask advice on different matters, someone who has their own sort of agenda that we're trying to support as well. And in Miriam's case, she's working with indigenous people, as you may know, to bring peace to the planet, to also make people aware of various things. And I'm not going to speak for her here. I'm going to let her do that. But I want to say that she's an amazing personality as well as a spiritual being. And I honor her as my colleague and friend, a dear, dear woman to me, and I'm just very grateful that she's alive today. There have been efforts to take her out. I recently did an interview with her. It's quite short, it's about a half hour. During that interview, the tape and the film, I wasn't touching the camera, I just focused on her and stepped away. It was hit by some kind of scalar weaponry over and over and over again. It's an amazing thing that certain of our witnesses, the powers that be, whether they be ET or whether they're using scalar weaponry and they're human, don't want you to hear what they have to say, and she's one of those people. So pay close attention because she says things they may seem very sort of every day, and yet she has a certain way of speaking. It's an interesting phenomenon, and suddenly what seem like plain words will take in new import. So I want to welcome Miriam Delicado.
Thank you. Thank you.
I want to make sure she's wired, so go ahead and talk to the crowd. Let's make sure they can hear you.
I think they heard the woo when I sat down, maybe. Does everybody hear me all right? No? Okay, well, if I start talking, maybe you can hear me a little bit. Wow.
Okay, if worst comes to worst, you can give us. Okay. I want to make sure you have a...
Thank you. All right. You know what? That would be great, because this is a bit lanky. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I feel like a bit of a diva. No. I just want to say that I'm extremely nervous. I'm shaking. It's going to take me a few minutes to get through just a couple of words that I wanted to say that are going to make me cry, so I can get them done and out of the way. First of all, I want to talk about Carrie and Bill. And I want everyone to really just look around the room and see what extraordinary people you're sitting next to from all around the world. Conferences are everywhere. But something that I've noticed that's really special about Camelot and the people that go to Camelot is that you have a deep desire to take action. That you're not just filling your minds with this information, but then you're asking the question, what can I do for myself, for my community? And this whole concept of Project Camelot is really, I believe, making an impact on the world, because I most certainly receive emails from around the world, from some extraordinarily small places in China, villages in Japan, indigenous people from remote areas. So the voices that we have at Camelot are very strong. And I just want to honor Carrie and Bill for allowing not just me, but all of us to have this opportunity to learn and to grow and walk through this process together. So I just want to say thank you. The second thing I want to share on a really personal note is to talk to you about my car accident. Something very significant happened in the week prior and the days prior to that car accident. And to me, it was not a, quote, accident. It was not. In saying that, I had this happen, and it was very shocking to me because it came out of absolutely nowhere. I had no precognition that anything was going to happen. And so when Carrie and Bill found out, they called me from Europe. They then got on the phone almost immediately and called people in Los Angeles to come to my side. I couldn't walk. I couldn't walk. I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't do anything. And I know so many of you are asking me about this, and it's been very difficult for me. But I wanted to tell you something really remarkable that came out of that, because I was really concerned for myself after the accident. And Carrie and Bill swooped in. They sent people to my side, and they put me on their radio program, and immediately people were sending me healing energy, which I was asking for. They were sending me strength, and they were sending me protection. So I feel just overwhelmed with gratitude to all of you, because 2 days, by the time 2 days rolled around after that, after everyone started sending all of these emails and messages to me and healing, and the healers walked in, I got up and I got out of bed and I walked out of that room that I was in, where I had stayed in bed for 5 days. I couldn't get up. I'd slept the entire time. It was like I was in a total daze in another world. I barely remember it. So you healed me. And I still have a few problems, but it kind of, that whole situation rolls me into why I'm here and what I want to talk to you about. And that is the power that we have in coming together, which is the blessing that I always have in my life, of how I get to observe what happens when people make a decision to come together. So I just wanted to say thank you to all of you, and tell you that from this point forward, I'm doing well, and I thank you for all of your support. And now, when we talk outside of this room, let's really get to some business, because now you all know I'm doing well. So I'm hoping that